Hey everybody, welcome back to Coach's Corner. Sports co-editor here with Coach Ratliff, coach of the girls basketball team. And we're here to talk about that a little bit today. How you doing, Coach?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm pretty good. You enjoy your break?
Yeah, it went pretty well. A lot of basketball, but we did pretty good. Had a great time.
Now let's go ahead and talk about what happened over the break. Can you give me a quick little recap of what happened? I know we played in a little tournament.
We went to actually two tournaments over the break. We played in Woodward for closer to home one, and then we went over to Florida in Destin and played a couple teams out of state there. Yeah.
So what happened in those games?
The Woodward games, both of them were pretty close. We ended up losing both those games, but we played pretty well as a team. We actually kind of grew as a team after those two games. And so on our journey to Florida, we did a whole lot there. Went 2-1, and actually took home the third place trophy while we were there, beating a team out of Alabama, which was Davidson, and then finishing up being another team out of Florida, a little bit further, closer to Jacksonville in game 3.
Okay. Now, we played those out-of-state teams. What does it mean to kind of get that experience against teams that we don't really normally play?
We generally go to places like Florida and things like that, so we can kind of get the feel of playing out-of-state teams. There's a lot of things we do while we go over there. It's a lot of team building, and with hopes that in the future we will be able to kind of play more as a team, and with hopes that we build as a team. And I think we have. And Florida was really, really big for us. I think we've grown quite a bit as a team. Right now our record's 8-7, 5-4 in region play, so we're right in the thick of things.
Yeah, speaking of the region, we're right in the middle of the region. We're not too far up behind. So what does this team need to really do to kind of take that step forward and get to the top of the...
We got a couple of key games coming up. Right now we are playing into the side where we're playing the other side of the region, which adds to our region total and our region games, but it really sets us up for playing on our half again. And we're about to start playing on our half, starting with Northgate on next Wednesday. And once we get through those games, we're just going to be playing our side again. So it's really going to average out and see where we are in our side of the region for the region tournament. So there's a lot we need to be doing, and I think we're getting much better as the season goes on so far.
Now, we've talked about playing a couple region teams in the next couple weeks. I know you said Northgate. We play, of course, McIntosh. We'll talk about that in a minute next Friday. And we've talked about playing some out-of-state teams. So how is the preparation different playing out-of-state teams compared to teams in the region that we see every year?
We don't see them, so we don't really know what we're going up against. We're lucky enough that our school has the Huddle account, so I can at least get into touch with some of the coaches outside of the state and talk to them about teams that we're playing. And getting prepared. We even saw film on the first team we played, which was Davidson, and kind of got prepared that way, looking at film. It's a lot different. It's a lot more difficult getting involved with teams outside of state rather than our region.
All right. So this year we have the 4 seniors. We've got Riley Clark, Laurel Parker, Allie Jones, and Dylan Patterson.
Yeah.
Now, those are the 4 seniors. I mean, Chris Dunn did that piece about them being all multi-sport athletes, and how have they stepped up this year? Because they've been in the program for multiple years.
All of them have been in the program for 4 years, and it's been a work in progress with them. Last year was kind of the year where we're building off of what we had in the past. We had a huge run for my first 3 years here, a big run, and 2 state tournament teams and things, and they were learning how to play. And they learned from those girls. And last year they actually had to step up and do it themselves. And it was a rebuilding year. And this year, all those girls got plenty of playing time last year, and it showed. They're seasoned in basketball, so I think they're really ready and poised to do something special this year. I really think they are.
How have they kind of helped the girls who don't have as much experience on them?
That's the whole process with our senior class, and I've tried to teach this in the 5 years I've been here, is that you teach the younger classes how things are done. What's the Stars Mill way? And I feel like these girls have done a great job of teaching the younger girls exactly what the Stars Mill way is, how to compete, how we play, what we do, some of the things that we do that has been taught along the way. They shake the referee's hand, win or lose, every game at the end of the game, no matter what it is, win or loss. They talk to each other in the huddle to make sure that they're picking each other up. These are just little things that you may not see all the time, but it's just cool things that they've learned along the way, and they've learned it from girls ahead of them, and they're teaching the girls underneath them to do it either way. So it's real cool.
All right, so moving on towards the rest of the season, we have a few away games coming up, and then we end the season with 5 out of 6 home games. So those 5 out of 6 home games, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but what does it mean to you to get those games at home to end the season?
It's kind of a catch-22 because lately we've been playing a lot better away than we have been at home. I feel like we've been a little bit more under pressure at home, but it's always comfortable playing at home. We're always more comfortable being at home, being in our own gym, seeing our own fans there and all that stuff. So having those 5 or 6 games, which are going to be huge games for us because they're going to be swing games on where we are in the region, setting up for the region tournament, I think it's going to be a big deal for us. I think it's going to end up hopefully being one of the things that helps make the difference where we are in the region.
What do you think is the biggest game coming up that's kind of like...
We've probably got 3 huge games coming up. Obviously McIntosh is going to be big. It comes up on the 22nd, and they're 2 games ahead of us right now in region play. And if we get that game, it could be a swing game. It really could. So that's a huge one. And I really feel like the Monday's Mill game that we have that's going to be in our place in about 2 weeks is going to be a huge game. They're also sitting ahead of us. We beat them early, pretty bad early on, but they're playing real well right now. So I think that's going to be a huge game to decide whether or not we're going to be right in the middle of the pack on our side or right at the top half on our side. And I think those 2 are going to be swing games for it.
Now, talking about teams that are playing really well, you just came off a game against Woodland last week. Now, Woodland, they're playing some of the best basketball in the region. They've only lost 1 game this year. Talk to me about that game a little bit, because we kind of had a lead early in the game.
Yeah, we always play really, really hard, and I never really have to doubt whether or not we're going to play hard, but sometimes the ball just doesn't go through the net. And in the first half, it went through the net. In the second half, it really didn't. We turned the ball over a little bit too much. They put a little bit extra pressure on us, and it caused us to kind of get out of our element a little bit, and we pressed a little bit. And when we press, we don't shoot very well. And that's kind of what happened, and they got us. They're a really good basketball team. They're not an unbeatable basketball team, but they're a very good basketball team. And when you don't play your best for 4 quarters, you're not going to beat a good basketball team. And we didn't. We played well for about a half. And then the second half came around, and we even had the lead going into the 4th quarter. But we just didn't play our best. And you can't beat a team like that if you don't play your best.
What are you expecting out of this team to kind of end the season, go into region play, and hopefully make state?
Well, we've set the goals. Our seniors have been really good at setting attainable goals, and their goal is to make it to the state tournament. And once we get in a state tournament, we've got a chip and we got a chance, and we're hoping that it's going to be we can go as deep as we possibly can. But our goal is to get to the state tournament, and anything less than that is going to be a little bit of a disappointment, a letdown for us. So I feel like they have an opportunity. The region is up for the taking. We just have to start playing well and peaking at the right time. And we're starting to peak, I think. And hopefully it'll peak towards the end of the season. And we'll be ready to go come the time we go in the region tournament.
Well, this is arguably one of the best times to peak in the season.
I agree.
You get that momentum going forward. What would it mean to you, because we talked about these 4 seniors who have been in the basketball program here for all 4 years. What would it mean to you to see them get one last shot at winning a state championship?
It would mean a bunch, especially for girls like Laurel Parker. For her, she hasn't experienced the basketball end of it. She's experienced it definitely in the soccer end of it, but she hasn't experienced it in the basketball end of it, playing in the state tournament. And for the younger girls, it's going to be huge if they get an opportunity to finally play in the state tournament and see how it's supposed to feel when you get to the state tournament. So I hope we make it, and I hope that they set the goal and really want to do it. And if they do, I think we can achieve it.
No, I know that it's really hard as a coach to pick just one player out of this, but who do you think is playing the best basketball for you right now?
It's probably a toss-up between Riley Clark and Allie Jones. And again, like you said, we can't pick really one. The last 2 games, both Riley and Allie have been playing very, very good. They're kind of the heart that makes us kind of go. And when they're playing well, we're playing well as a team. And so I wouldn't pick one person. I would pick both of them because I think they're really it. They as long as they're working together, I think we're going to be fine this year. So.
And everybody has their role.
Yes,
of
I agree.
course. All right, Coach. Well, thank you a lot for meeting with us today.
Thank you.
Everybody, come back to Coach's Corner next week. We'll see what we can get for you.